My name is P. Amina. I am CRT English of KGBV Samtepalli. Hello, the students of 8th class. Welcome to the world of English. How are you all? I hope you are all fine, fit, and healthy children. Today we are going to start your first unit, family. What is a family? Parents and children are living together as a unit is called a family. This unit helps us to understand the importance of family. Now, let us see the subreadings in family. Reading A. The Tattered Blanket. Reading B. My Mother Poem. Reading C. Letter to a Friend. Look at the pictures here. In the first image, we see father, mother, and the two children. This is a family. This family is also called as nuclear family. Let us move to the second image. In this image, we see many generations like grandfather, grandmother, fathers, mothers, uncles, aunt, and their children. This is a family. This family is also called as joint family. Let us move to our words, our first unit, the tattered blanket. Before we start this lesson, let us know about the author of this lesson. The author of this lesson, Tattered Blanket, is Kamala Das. First, the Tattered Blanket lesson was written by Kamala Das in Malayalam. Later, it was translated into English by K.M. Sharif. Kamala Das was born in 1932. She is the daughter of the famous Malayalam poet Balamaniamma and V.M. Nair. She is an internationally known poet, short story writer, and novelist. She writes effortlessly both in English and Malayalam. She received many awards for her literary work. Some of them are Asian Poetry Prize, Kent Award for English Writing from Asian countries, Asian World Prize, Sahitya Academy Award, and Weiler Ramavarma Sahitya Award. Let us know more information about our author. She is also called as Madhavi Kutti because many of her poems and stories made in Malayalam. So the people of Malayalam they called as Madhavi Kutti. She was married of Madhava Das. He is an employee of the Reserve Bank of India. Of various reasons, she converted into Islam and changed her name Sunaya Kamala Sunaya. She was died in the year 2009. Let us get started with the lesson, the tattered blanket. As I told you, Kamala Das is a feminist writer. Most of her writings deal with female sufferings in the society. This story is also about a mother who prays for her son's love. The tattered blanket. The meaning of tattered is torn. Let us know the characters of this lesson. The woman who is sitting in an armchair is Amma. The person who is near the gate is Gopi, the son of Amma. The woman who is sitting on the thinna in veranda is Kamala, the daughter of Amma. Let us start to read the lesson. When he arrived unexpectedly at his home in the countryside in his office car and got down at the gate, his mother, who was lying in an armchair on the veranda, made a futile attempt to get up. Unexpectedly means suddenly. Countryside means village. Futile means failure. Attempt means to try. Here, he refers to Gopi. One day, Gopi suddenly came to his home. His home was in a village. He came to his village in his office car and got down at the gate. When he came to his village, at that time his mother was lying in an armchair on the veranda. She listened the car sound. When she listened the car sound, at that time immediately she tried to get up, but she failed. Kamala, there is somebody at the gate. She said, somebody is in a car. Amma said to Kamala, somebody is in a car. They are at the gate. Kamala, her eldest daughter, a widow, who was sitting huddled up on the thinna on the veranda, her head and ears covered with a thin bath towel, got up reluctantly, walked slowly to the gate, and screwing up her eyes, fade into the darkness. Widow means who lost her husband. Huddled up means too close. Thinna means sit out. Reluctantly means unwillingly. Screwing up her eyes means narrowing the eyes and to look more carefully. Wait means concentrately. Here, who was Kamala? Kamala was her eldest daughter and she was a widow. She sat very near to her mother on the thinna on the veranda, her head and ears covered with a thin bath towel. She got up unwillingly and walked slowly to the gate. She looked more carefully and concentratedly into the darkness. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man walking in through the gate. Bald means lack of hair. What she noticed here, a bald, fat, middle-aged man walking towards the gate. Oh, Gopi, she said in her grating voice, why this sudden, unexpected visit? Grating voice means loudly. Kamala asked Gopi, why this sudden, unexpected visit? Kamala, who is it? Her mother asked loudly from the veranda. Amma asked a question to her daughter, Kamala, who is it? Gopi, the man said, there was a meeting in Thiruvananthapuram. I just dropped in on my way back. Gopi said that he had a meeting in Tiruvananthapuram. On his way back, he came here to see his mother. Where was Gopi coming from? He was coming from Tiruvananthapuram. Why did he go there? He went to attend a meeting. Who? Kamala. Who is it? There was a note of alarm in Amma's voice. Alarm means fear. Amma asked a question to her daughter, Kamala, who is it? Amma, why are you so scared? Kamala, Gopi's eldest sister, asked her little awkwardly, as if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. Kamala asked a question to her mother, why are you so scared? And she said that as if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. Amma, it's me, Gopi, he said again. Gopi, Amma, it's me. He bent down and brought his face close to her wrinkled cheeks. Amma, it's me. Gopi went near his mother and bent down and brought his face close to her folded cheeks. And he said that, Amma, it's me. Gopi, Kamala, I can't believe it. Is school closed for vacation? Vacation means holidays. Again, Amma asked a question to her daughter as is school closed for vacation. Amma is often like this these days. She doesn't recognize anybody. Gopi's sister explained, but sometimes her memory is quite sharp. Then she asks me if you have sent any letter. I tell her everything is fine with you, Vimala, and the kids. What is the point of telling her that you haven't written for a year? Poor thing. I wouldn't dream of making her unhappy. Poor thing means very bad. Kamala started to explain her mother's condition with Gopi. She doesn't recognize anybody, but sometimes her memory is quite sharp. Then she asks me if you have sent any letter. I tell her everything is fine with you, Vimala, and the kids. It was very bad. I didn't like to make her unhappy. What is the problem with Gopi's mother? Gopi's mother lost her memory. Who is more affectionate with the old woman? Gopi's sister is more affectionate with the old woman. I got a promotion last year. After that, I am always on my toes, and there are tours quite often. I don't get any time to write letters. On my toes means busy. Gopi said to Kamala, I don't get any time to write letters. He got a promotion and he was always busy. He had tours quite often. Why don't you ask Vimala to write, or doesn't she get any time to? Kamala asked a question to Gopi. Why don't you ask Vimala to write, or doesn't she get any time to? What are you mumbling over there? Amma said loudly. Again Amma raised a question. What are you mumbling? I heard somebody coming in a car. Who is it? Again she asked a question to her daughter. Who is it? I told you it's Gopi. Kamala said to Amma, I told you it's Gopi. Gopi is in Delhi, isn't he? Amma said to Kamala, Gopi is in Delhi, isn't he? Yes, Amma, it's me. I have come from Delhi. Gopi answered, Yes, Amma, it's me. I have come from Delhi. Who did Gopi marry? Amma said suddenly, lowering her voice. I mean, what's his wife's name? Lowering voice means very slowly. These are the questions Amma raised again. Don't say you have forgotten her name too. Don't you remember? Vimala, district collector, Nambiar, eldest daughter, Gopi's sister said. Gopi's sister said that Amma, don't say you have forgotten her name too. Don't you remember Vimala, district collector Nambiar, eldest daughter? Oh, I forgot the name. Was there a letter from Gopi today? Amma said, Yes, I forgot the name. Again she raised a question. Was there a letter from Gopi today? There was. He writes every day. Kamala said to Amma, There was. He writes every day letters. I am terribly upset if I don't get a letter from him every day. Terribly means dangerous. Amma said to Kamala, she was terribly upset if she doesn't get a letter from her son. He knows it, that's why he writes every day. Kamala said to Amma, he knows it, that's why he writes letters every day. Look at the way she talks. Gopi's sister turned to him just as I told you, you know nothing about what is going on here, do you? Again, Kamala started to explain her mother condition with Gopi and she said that he don't know what is going on here. Who is that? Amma said again, who is that in a car? Amma asked a question to her daughter, who is that? Who is that in a car? It's me, Gopi said. I had to come to Tiruvananthapuram. I thought I should drop in to see you, Amma. Gopi said to Amma, he had a meeting in Tiruvananthapuram. He should drop in to see his mother, Amma. Who is your Amma? What is her name? Where does she live? Is it far from here? These questions Amma asked again. No, it is quite near. Gopi answered, it is quite near. I don't know how I can bring back her memory. Gopi's sister said to him exasperately means angrily. Kamala said to Gopi, she doesn't know how she can get back her memory. Gopi placed his briefcase on the thinna. He opened it and pulled out the contents, cloths, files, a shaving set. Gopi placed his briefcase on the thinna. He opened it and take out the contents from his briefcase. Do you know my son Gopi? Amma asked him. He is in Delhi, a government officer. He has Kesari Yogam. He draws a salary of 2,500 rupees. Do you know him? Kesari Yogam means well settled in Malayalam. Amma asked him that whether he knows her son Gopi or not, and she said that he is in Delhi. He is a government officer. He has well settled and he draws a salary of 2,500 rupees. And Amma again asked him, do you know her son Gopi? Yes, I know him. Gopi answered, Yes, I know him. Tell him to send me a blanket. There is a cold mist in the morning. If I catch cold, it doesn't leave me for a long time. Tell him to send a blanket, won't you? A red one. I had a blanket. The one he brought for me when he was studying in Madras. It is all tattered now, just a ball of knotted yarn. Tell him to send me a red blanket. Will you? Here mist means fog. Tattered means torn. Yarn means waving. Amma told that to inform her son to send her a blanket because there is a cold mist in the morning. If she catch cold, it doesn't leave her for a long time. She told him to send a blanket. She asked the person, Won't you inform? She told that she needed a red one. Already she had a blanket. The one her son brought for her when he was studying in Madras. It is all tattered now. It was a ball of knotted yarn. She told him to send her a blanket. Here, who is the speaker? Mother is the speaker. Who is she speaking to? She is speaking to Gopi. What does the speaker want? The speaker wanted a red blanket. Why did the speaker want it? Because there was a mist and she became an old. When was the old blanket brought to the speaker? When he was studying in Madras. I will tell him. He nodded. Nodded means move head, showing agreement. Gopi answered, I will tell him. Please don't forget to tell him. The mist is not good for me. I think I will stretch myself out for a bit. I have been sitting too long in the armchair. I have a pain in the neck. Stretch means make longer. The old woman requested him, Please don't forget to tell for her son. The mist is not good for her. She thinks she will stretch herself out for a bit. She has been sitting too long in the armchair. She has a pain in the neck. Gopi's sister put Amma to bed and came back to the veranda. Gopi's sister put her mother to bed and came back to the veranda. You didn't come to see Amma, did you? Kamala asked Gopi. You didn't come to see Amma, did you? Delhi is too expensive. You know, I have 4 children to look after now. I can't make both ends meet with my salary, and one has to keep up one's status. It will be a great help if I can raise some money by selling my share of the family property. I came to talk it over with you. Expensive means too cost. Look after means brought up. Can't make both ends meet. Just enough money. Gopi said to Kamala, Delhi is too expensive. She knows he has 4 children to look after now. He can't make both ends meet with his salary, and he has to keep up one's status. It will be a great help if he can raise some money by selling his share of the family property. He came to talk with them. You will sell your land and go away with the money. I know you won't come here anymore after that. Kamala said to Gopi, you will sell your land and go away with the money. I know you won't come here anymore after that. Don't say that. I will come when I get time. Gopi said to Kamala, don't say that. I will come when I get time. Your time? Kamala said to Gopi, you have no time. He saw the irritation on his sister's face. Irritation means more angriness. Gopi saw more angriness on his sister's face. It took you more than 5 years to find time to come here. Amma is 83 now. I don't think she will pull on much longer. It took you so long to visit her after the last time. Pull on means survive. Kamala said to Gopi, you took more than 5 years to come here. Amma is 83 now. I don't think she will survive much longer. You took for a long time to visit here. But Amma can't remember who I am, he said, smiling feebly. Feebly means weakly. Gopi said to Kamala, but Amma can't remember who I am. Kamala answered to Gopi, but do you remember your Amma? After reading this lesson, we should understand that we should not neglect our parents at their old age. Okay, children, we will learn the meaning again. Tattered is an adjective that means torn. Futile is an adjective that means unsuccessful. Huddled is a verb that means head, arms and legs closed because of fear and cold. Reluctantly is an adverb that means not willing to do something. Screwing up her eyes is a verb that means narrowing the eyes to look more carefully. On toes is an idiom that means busy. Mumbling is a verb that means speaking unclearly and quietly. Exasperatedly is an adjective that means very annoyed. And then come to the next one. Kesariyogam is a noun that means well settled in Malayalam. Come to the next one. Irritation is a noun that means annoying. Countryside is a noun that means land outside, that is towns and cities. And then come to the next one. Grating is an adjective that means hard and unpleasant. Alarm is a noun that means a feeling of fear or worry. And then come to the next one. Scared is an adjective that means frightened. And then come to the next one. Wicked That means having faults. Then come to the next one. Upset is an adjective that means unhappy and worried. Come to the next one. Noted. It is an adjective that means high. Awkwardly is an adverb that means uncomfortably. Come to the next one. Young is a noun that means thick thread made of cotton and woolen. Weekly is an adjective that means weekly. We recall the important points of this lesson once again. Gopi was bald-fat, middle-aged man. So, come to the next important point. Kamala was a widow. Kesari Yoga means well settled in Malayalam. This is also very important. Come to the next point. Gopi was coming from Tiruvananthapuram and he went there to attend a meeting. They will ask a question here on this one. Why he went there like this? Gopi is in Delhi. He is a government officer. And then comes another important point. He draws a salary of 2,500 rupees. Gopi's mother cheeks are breaking. Gopi hasn't written letters for a year. Gopi got promotion and he had to quite often. And then come to the next important point. Gopi's sister name is Kamala and wife name is Vimala. Gopi had 4 children. And then come to the next point. Gopi was married of the district collector Namiyo's eldest daughter. In Gopi's briefcase, clothes, files, and shaving set are there. Gopi's mother needed a red blanket. So they will ask you here question also, which type of blanket she needs here like that. And then come to the next point. Gopi brought a blanket when he was studying in Madras. Gopi lives in Delhi. It was very expensive. Do you remember expensive meaning? So expensive means costly. Gopi's mother lost her memory, but sometimes she is quite sharp. And then come to the next important point. Gopi came there on a purpose to sell his share of property. Come to the next point. Make both ends meet means earn just enough money. And come to the next one. Gopi took more than 5 years to come to his village. Okay, children? Here assignment has given. Write down that. See the first question. Why didn't the mother recognize Gopi? And how did he feel? Come to the second question. Why do you think Gopi didn't get anything for his mother? And then see the third question. The mother couldn't remember Gopi. Do you think Gopi remembered his mother? Come to the next question. What is meant by the tattered blanket. So these questions are in your text only at page number 6. Write them and make the answers for them neatly. The next one, children, vocabulary activity. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate words from the box. Here, they have given few sentences with blanks, and they also given some of the words in the box. Education, huddle, awkwardly, futile, vacation, reluctantly, exasperatedly, mumbling. So already we discussed these words meaning in our lesson. Here, what we have to do? We have to do here to fill the blank with the right word from the box. See the first blank. All my attempts to make him happy proved that futile. Futile means unsuccessful. All my attempts to make him happy proved futile. Come to the second one. It was very cold, so I danced in a corner. It was very cold, so I huddled in a corner. Huddled means head, arms and legs because of fear and cold. Come to the third one. Forced by her parents, Sita took the diploma course. Forced by her parents, Sita reluctantly took the diploma course. Reluctantly means not willing to do something. What are you? Dad, I can't hear you. What are you mumbling? I can't hear you. Come to the next one. The news that he was denied promotion caused gas to him. The news that he was denied promotion caused irritation to him. Irritation means unpleasant. See the next one. Take the words that are similar in meaning to the underlined words. First one is, his mother made a futile attempt to get her. Let us see the options. Bad, limited, useless, empty. What is the underlined word here? Futile. So that means useless. Come to the second blank. It's all tattered now. See the options. Spoiled, old, dirty, torn. The underlined word is tattered. That means torn. Come to the next blank. There is a cold mist in the morning. Let us see the options. Ice, snow, fog, wind. What is the underlined word here? Mist. That means fog. Come to the next one. It's just like a ball of note and let us see the options. Very small, rounded tightly, joint, tight. And the underlined word is knotted. That means rounded tightly. Come to the next one. I can't make both ends meet with my salary. See the option. Earn a lot of money. Spend a lot of money. Earn just enough money. Give all that one has. The underlined word is make both hands meet. That means earn just enough money. Come to the next topic, grammar. Here they have given a sentence. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man. Here they underline more than one word. It is called a phrase. Phrase means group of words. See here, she is pronoun. Sa is a verb. It is article. And bald, fat, middle, aged. These words are an adjective. And man is a noun. Here, the underlined words are describing a man. So, that means phrase is describing a man. So, it is a noun phrase. Have you got it? Collect some noun phrases from your lesson. The tattered blanket. Here, blanket is a noun and tattered is an adjective. So, the adjective is describing a noun. So, it is a noun phrase. Come to the next one. His eldest daughter is eldest daughter. See here, daughter is a noun and eldest is an adjective. So this one is describing a noun. So this is also noun phrase. Come to the next one. Has wrinkled cheeks. So here, cheeks is a noun and wrinkled is an adjective. So the noun, it is a noun phrase. Okay, children, we have to complete these sentences with the noun phrases given in the brackets. First one is, I bought dash a beautiful red umbrella. Come to the second one is, we saw dash in the zoo. We saw a couple of baby elephants. Come to the third one. Our grandfather lives in a big store, big house. See, the last one is Ramana has dash a nice silk saree. If you know some of the noun phrases, collect them. See the next one. Here they have given two sentences. The first one is Kamala, her eldest daughter, a widow, got reluctantly. And the second one is, don't you remember Vimala, district collector, Nambiyo's eldest daughter? In this, they underlined some words. The underlined words are referred to a noun that occurred to before it. So the underlined words are referred to a noun. So these are noun phrase apposition. Here, position means a place. Noun phrase is a position. See the children? Here, they have given some sentences. Manishi, my elder brother, he lives in Delhi. What we have to do here? We have to fill the blank with right or correct noun phrase apposition. So, what is the noun phrase here? Mahesh, my elder brother, lives in Delhi. So, this is the noun phrase apposition. Come to the second one. Sarojini Naidu is popularly known as the Nightingale of India. She wrote many poems in English. So, Sarojini Naidu, the Nightingale of India, wrote many poems in English. So, this is the noun phrase. Come to the third one. Rabindranath Tagore is called Gurudev. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1930. So, what is the noun phrase opposition here? Rabindranath Tagore, Gurudev, was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1938. So, this is the noun phrase opposition. Collect some noun phrase opposition. See the children? Types of sentences. There are 4 types of sentences in English language. They are assertive sentence. It is also known as declarative sentence and affirmative sentence. Imperative sentence, imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence. These are the 4 types of sentences. Let us know about them one by one. The first one is assertive sentences or declarative or affirmative sentences. These are general statements. These are general statements. They end with full stop. They contain subject, verb, and object in an order. Let us see the example. The first one is Sita sings a song. Sita sings a song. In this sentence, Sita is subject, sings is verb, and song is an object. Come to the second one. Gopi is going to school. Gopi is going to school. In this sentence, Gopi is subject, going is verb, and school is an object. And the second one is interrogative sentences. These are our questions. These are our questions. They end with question mark. They end with question mark. These are divided into two groups. They are general questions and the second one is interrogative questions. Let us see the examples of general questions. General questions. Example. Is he able? Second, interrogative questions. Example. What is your name? Imperative sentences. These sentences are orders, requests, commands, and suggestions. Are imperative sentences. Once again read. These sentences are orders, requests, commands, and suggestions are called imperative sentences. See the examples of these sentences. Please give me your pet. So, in this sentence, we have request. So, it is one of the example of imperative sentence. Under the next one, don't go there. Don't go there. It is also one of the examples of sentence. Why means because we have in this one order. Don't go there. So it is having order. So it is also one of the examples of imperative sentence. The fourth one is exclamatory sentences. They express sudden feelings. They express sudden feelings. And they end with exclamatory more. They end with exclamatory more. So this is the exclamatory more summary. So let us see the examples of exclamatory sentences. What is a phrase? See here, for example, we can see suddenly our friends like the in that time we will express what is that phrase, or you visit suddenly like that we will express this type of feelings. So come to the second example. Wow, it is a beautiful dress. So it is also one of the example of exclamatory sentence. Children, now is the types of sentences. I thought you understood very well. Correct some different types of sentences from your lesson